Good afternoon. It's late February 2018, and we're back at the spot where we were on the first day of spring in 2017 during one of the most spectacular wildflower blooms we've had in decades. We came back to the same spot to show how a poor rainfall year will deliver virtually no annual wildflowers. So we're back in the spot. We're going to put a side-by-side in of last year and this year. Last year we had 7.5 to 8 inches of rain. This year, as of February 21st, we have only received 1.3 inches of rain, and we got 1 inch back in December and hadn't had any since September prior to that. So these annual blooms, last year we called it the super bloom or flowergeddon, they only come up every 5 to 10 years. Doesn't happen every spring, and the rainfall has to come at the proper time, proper intervals, and a fairly large amount. The average rainfall down here in Borrego Springs at park headquarters is around 6 inches of rain, and so here we sit at 1.3. We're in a drought, and there will be flowers available in this spring 2018, but you're going to have to come out and hike up the canyons and look at some of the shrubs and cacti and trees to find anything blooming. We looked in Coyote Canyon last week, and near Lower Willows I saw 16 species in bloom. There were no fantastic fields of flowers like we had last year, but there will be wildflowers. They just probably are not going to be proliferating out here on the flatlands. Years ago in the 90s, we were in a situation just like this, and we felt there weren't going to be any great fields of flowers, so we notified the public via postcard back then that flower season was going to be poor. The first 3 days of March that spring, we got about 3.5 inches of rain in those 3 days, and we had a spectacular wildflower season. They called it the March Miracle. So we don't know if that'll happen this year or not. But so far, here we are at the spot where last year was just spectacular. Green, flowers everywhere. You can see the skeletons of the plants here, the dune primrose, the San Verbena, the dune sunflowers, and don't see a single bloom on anything or even a green leaf that has germinated out here. Everything just stays dormant until the conditions are just right. So our recommendation again is come out, enjoy the Anza Borrego Desert State Park, but in this season and under these conditions, don't expect to drive by here on Henderson Canyon Road and see fields of flowers, because they probably won't be making a show this year. But certainly come on out. There's a lot more going on in the park. Stop at the visitor center, take part in some of the interpretive walks and talks, pick up some materials, and venture out into the park. It's 625,000 acres of your state park, 500 miles of dirt roads to get into the backcountry, miles and miles of trails, and then there's open canyons and places like here on Henderson Canyon Road. Just get out of your car and take a walk, bring a picnic, spend the night, and enjoy the backcountry of San Diego County. That's